Vikings and the Chargers. Richard Bisaccia, the brand new Chargers special teams coach. They were off on special teams a year ago, so they bring in Bisaccia. And on the very first play of the game, Percy Harvin goes 103 yards the other way for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome, new coach. What you think the owner really wanted to say to him after that?
Yeah, Nate Kading, the kicker, got hurt too. Tore his ACL. Jeez.
On that play right there, so he's out for the season. Mike Cyphers, the punter, forced to take over. Harvin, by the way, his fourth career return for a touchdown. Donovan McNabb, first pass, picked off by Sean Phillips. And so the Chargers are in business.
Okay, we're back even now. You give up a kickoff return, you throw an interception. Okay, now we're even.
And Phillip Rivers to Mike Tolbert, who had a huge day.
What a day by Mike Tolbert. I mean, he scored every which way he could.
Game tied up at 7. Adrian Peterson got the big contract. Eric Weddle did too, but he can't hold Peterson.
This guy runs hard. Every play, he comes to play, he comes to practice. He's a professional off the field as well.
46 yards on that gallop, and now it's McNabb to Michael Jenkins. And so Minnesota on top 17-7. Five's first touchdown pass as a member of the Vikings. Phillip Rivers. Scott Vincent Jackson.
Vincent ran a nice route, but when he broke Mike to that post, he didn't hit it. He didn't punch it. If he'd have ran all the way through, and Phillip Rivers got to hit this pass.
It's a 4th and 20. Remember, Kading's hurt. He can't kick field goals, so they go for it. Now look at Rivers going into North Turner.
No, he's saying it's like a punt.
Yeah, like a punt. I need a kicker, coach. Give me a kicker.
Third quarter now, opening possession. And a lot of eyes on this young man, Ryan Matthews, who was injured last year and admitted that the game moved a little too fast for him a year ago, but had a good preseason, 37 yards there. Matthews had 3 catches for 73 yards. Mike Tolbert!
Man, I told you this kid here, man, he played football today. He brought the physicalness to the San Diego Chargers.
It's 17-14 now. And this is Mike Cyphers punting. Kading's out from 40 yards away. It's Cyphers' first ever field goal, and he splits the uprights.
Sign him up.
Game tied at 17. Phillip Rivers now. That's a nice job.
It is.
To his left, to
Bring the
Tolbert.
defense to you. Well done.
Not known for being mobile, but this guy has great pocket presence.
Tolbert's third touch of the game. Chargers on top 24-17. They get 17 unanswered points, 5 dropped by Antoine Barnes. Vikings are forced to punt. They had 4 punts in the second half. And now on a 3rd and 2 with 2 minutes left. Great job by Phillip Rivers. He was able to get these guys to jump off sides a few times on this final drive. And so the Chargers win the opener 24-17. First game at the Metrodome since the roof collapse a year ago. And Josh Freeman trying to orchestrate another fourth quarter comeback. Donovan McNabb threw for just 39 passing yards in week 1. Hits Percy Harvin here for an 11-yard gain. Down to the Buccaneers, 7. McNabb
played a much better game this time around.
39 yards a week ago, 38 yards on this drive. And then Adrian Peterson
You finish
punches
it with
it
that
in.
guy. He knows how to find the end zone.
His 53rd career rushing TD. It is a franchise record. There will be more from Peterson later on. How about to his sidekick?
Yeah, the big boy from Stanford now, Toby Gerhardt. Look at him go!
Watch the patience of setting up the blocks and hit it. Now run through him, big fella.
Almost like he's been learning from Adrian there. You see the feet, the footwork, 42 yards. And it's back to Peterson. And like you said, Brian, no one wants to get in front of this man.
Definitely not. He's running with a purpose.
9 yards there. Vikings on top 17-0. Peterson at $120. Remember a week ago against San Diego, they were up 17-7. So Vikings in control, right? But here comes LeGarrette Blount. Speaking of guys that no one wants to get in front of.
Yeah, I like Tampa's plan now. You know, they stayed patient on the ground. They know they got a quarterback that can make plays late, but boy, they kept pounding it.
27 yards for the touchdown there, and then Blount up and over Cedric Griffin.
He's a big guy that runs like a small guy until he hits you. And then you remember, oh, this is a big dude.
Huge dude.
The hurdler, 13 yards. 7 plays later, it is Freeman. looking for Kellen Winslow, but he's picked off by Hussein Abdullah.
You throw a ball across the middle like that, timing is everything. You cannot make that throw late.
So the Vikings now trying to get something going in the second half. Fourth quarter, Buccaneers down 20-10. Another long drive, and this time Freeman connects, rolls to his left. Beautiful pass to Aurelius Ben.
Yeah, Josh can make all the throws. He's got enough arm. He's big and strong. Going to his left for the 25-yard touchdown.
Buccaneers down just 3. On their very next possession, 3:39 left. It is Freeman to Preston Parker. 9 yards to the Vikings 43. Keep in mind now, Vikings had all 3 timeouts, but elected not to use any of them. So here's Freeman again to Kellen Winslow. 14-yard gain. Leslie Frazier just letting the clock tick down here. And now with 36 seconds left, forget about it. Blunt powers his way in.
And Minnesota had all of their timeouts. They just let the clock.
I guess they thought they were going to stop him, but they left in no time on the clock to help themselves. And the Buccaneers come back, taking the victory 24-20. All right, to stand in the NFC North, the Lions taking on Donovan McNabb and the Vikings. McNabb trying to avoid an 0-3 start. Adrian Peterson, the burst.
Yeah, he breaks into the open now. He's strong and he's fast and he's as good as there is.
43 yards, but the Lions were able to keep Peterson for under 100 yards for the first time in Peterson's career when he's played the Lions at home.
Hold on to that thought there, friend.
Starts out for a 6-yard touchdown there. Vikings on top, 13-0. This is what we've seen the Vikings do.
All year they start fast.
Stafford now.
Rhinestone.
By Jared Allen.
That Rhinestone Cowboy, he comes to play week in and week out.
Stafford was sacked 5 times in this game.
Come on,
Came into
Donovan.
this game without being sacked once.
I still believe in
He
you.
finds Asante Shenko in the end zone to take the big lead at halftime by 20.
We've seen it with this team all year long. 17-7 over the Chargers. They were up 17-0 on the Bucks. Up
breaks your
20-0 here, and now it's Stafford to Johnson, 20-7.
And then the Tron came alive and said, enough of this mess. Let me put a stop to it.
Lions coming right back on a 1st and 5. Stafford, they set up the screen beautifully to Javid Best.
They do this instead of run the ball at times. The screen game has been very good to him. Here's the sprinter from Salesian High School down to the 3-yard line.
All right, 4th quarter now, same drive, and it is Stafford to Calvin Johnson. Get used to those 2 names because this is going to be a touchdown combination for years to come.
What is this safety thinking?
How do you lose
How
this
do you
man?
lose track of this 6'5", 240-pound man?
All right.
That's what Jared Allen is saying.
20-17.
In his own words.
Fourth and one here for the Vikings. And Peterson wants to go for it instead of kicking a field goal.
Now,
All right. He's saying, give me the
Give
ball.
me the ball.
Give me the ball.
Now, sometimes
They give it to Toby Gerhardt.
you can't outsmart yourself right here. I don't care what you got. Give the ball to the best player on the field.
All right, next Vikings possession here. Lions are up 23-20. McNabb to Kyle Rudolph, 20 yards. McNabb threw for 211 yards on the day and a touchdown. Ryan Longwell from 49 away. It's
Nice.
good. So we're headed to overtime.
Who gets the ball
Lions,
first?
they won the toss.
Yeah, and here we go.
And it's-
Pop it up.
Oh, Stafford to Johnson.
That's football right there, folks. That's football.
That's one-on-one, and that's them taking advantage of the coverage.
And what did Matthew Stafford do, Tom? He says, my job is to give you an opportunity to make a play. Calvin Johnson says, I will make that play. That's what you saw.
And here's one of the great kickers in the history of the National Football League, Jason Hansen.
43 yards away. The game winner. The Lions are 3-0. They win it 26-23. Steve Seifert's now with the Lions quarterback.
Yeah.
Will punt it away from his own 11-yard line. High spiraling kick. Arenas camping under it. He'll start from the 24. Gets down the sideline with room. Nice move on the kicker. And Arenas gets inside. Minnesota territory. Larry Dean with the tackle. Castle in the shotgun. Throwing to the far side, underneath, and it's caught. Beautiful route, Dwayne Bowe. At the 23, out of the eye. Second man through, Thomas Jones, stutter step with running room, gets to the sideline. That goes down at the 10. Chiefs come out on offense with tremendous energy. He made a 33-yarder later in the game. This one is up and good. The NFL behind the Raiders for the Vikings. McNabb with time, steps up in the pocket, underneath, and it's a completed pass at midfield once again. First down and 10 at midfield. McNabb throwing again. McNabb to the sideline. Ooh, strike.
At that point, Load Holt grabbed him.
So instead of a 14-yard gain, first and 20 now Peterson getting busy. Adrian Peterson will get to the 46. 78 yards and a touchdown. McNabb throwing up top. He's got a receiver. Touchdown, Minnesota. Wow. Aramoshadu. Second down and 14 at the 15-yard line. And McNabb, play fake, deep in the pocket, looking. He's got a receiver up the sideline, and it's caught. Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph out of bounds inside Kansas City territory. McNabb has looked terrific in the first half. They run the reverse. Harvin. And Percy Harvin gets out of bounds at the 15-yard line. McNabb drops it off on a screen, picked off. Here come the Chiefs. Carr. And Kansas City has a football.
That's why it got tipped up in the air.
First down at the 35. Castle over the middle. And a beautiful ball. Preston. Down at the 20. So this field goal from 24 yards away, and it's good. 7-6. McNabb to throw to the sideline. Nice catch and throw. Percy Harvin. And Harvin. Castle in the shotgun. Castle to the sideline. Nice throw. Beautiful catch by Dwayne Bowe. First down, KC.
With the linebackers.
Dwayne Bowe at the top of your screen. Castle underneath. He finds Colbert once again, and Colbert out of bounds. Clean snap, got it up. And good.
First 3 games.
McNabb fires Harvin. And Harvin slices through the defense and gets to the 20. 33 yards. And this one is good. 9:15 to play. Quick count, Castle over the middle again. Preston in heavy traffic. Hauls it down. He's at the bottom of your screen. Castle looks that way. Underneath, Preston again. And Steve Preston, most recently against the Rams in 2010. Clean snap, good hold, it's up. Good! Standing at his 5, Arenas back deep at the 30. Chiefs should get decent field position. And here's Arenas. He'll run it from the 35. Gets outside. Bottled up. Still on his feet. Down the sideline. And out of bounds. At the Minnesota 45, a 46-yard punt. Castle. Fires one. And Dwayne Bowe doing it again. First down, KC. This one from 22 yards away. And it's good. Suckup's been automatic this afternoon. Angle toward the far side. Arenas backpedaling. We'll start from the 23. Up the sideline. And out of bounds at the 4. Football game of the week is next weekend in high def only on FX. Castle, pump fake. He'll go up top. He's got a receiver. Caught. Bowe. Still on his feet. Bowe.
like Bill Muir recognizing he had a tired defense and attacking on that drive for Kansas City, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs.
And this is Booker. Booker still running. And Lorenzo Booker gets up to the 30. Since then, Castle is 12 of 18, 187 yards, a touchdown. And now Harvin running the football. And Harvin gets inside Kansas City territory. Here's McNabb, steps up, fires over the middle, caught! What a throw, and what a catch. Who's starving? Who's hungry? McNabb, touchdown! Terrific job, Michael Jenkins, with both feet in bounds. McNabb, the reverse, Harvin's got a block. Harvin down the sideline. Harvin turned it on the afterburners, and he gets to the 40. Kansas City showing blitz. Here they come. McNabb avoids the rush, throws on the run, incomplete. Tomahali in his face again. McNabb steps up, looking for Shenko, incomplete. And a flag, a late flag. And this may go against the Vikings.
Holding, number 71 offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Battle again. And he pops through and gets the first down. And that should do it.
Channeled it properly on the field.
As Matt Castle takes a knee. Ryan Suckup with a career high 5 field goals, including a career long 54
This is
yards.
the end of the game.
22-17 the final. Chiefs finally win a game.
Cardinals have lost 3 in a row. Looking for their first road win in Minnesota since 1977, Donovan McNabb has lost 9 of his last 10 starts. Vikings looking for their first win. They would give it to Adrian Peterson. Look at that beautiful cut up the middle to get into the end zone for the touchdown. That was the 5th play of the drive, and Peterson gets in, puts the Vikings up 7-0. Ensuing Cardinals possession, their first play of the drive, Kevin Cobb's pass is tipped at the line, and diving for the interception is Asher Allen. How did he get his hands underneath that one? The 4th pick for Kevin Cobb on the road this season. So Minnesota, 1st and 10 right after that. Adrian Peterson with the jukes, and he gets outside, turns it upfield into the end zone. His 2nd touchdown in the first quarter already. Vikings go up 14-0. Darnell Dockett and his teammates are like, what is going on here? 7 minutes into the game, they're down by 2 scores. Cobb gets the ball back on a 2nd and 1, and he has the ball stripped from behind, recovered by Jared Allen. His 2nd turnover in a span of 3 plays for Kevin Cobb. As Brian Robinson knocked it out, Jared Allen recovered, and the Vikings get the ball back. A 3rd and goal. Donovan McNabb, he'll pull it down, take it himself. Sees plenty of space in front of him. His first rushing touchdown of the season, already 21-0. But you know it's not over yet because Minnesota's had trouble hanging on to leads. How about this time? Donovan McNabb scrambling all over the field will throw back behind him to Devin Aromashodu for 21. McNabb just buying all kinds of time on the play, will reverse field after having his shoulder pad brought down, but he throws it and skying for the ball. Aromashodu, he makes the catch. So 2 plays later, give it to Peterson again, all power. Get out of my way, pushing people around into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the game, that matched his season total entering the game. Big game for Adrian Peterson. First player with 3 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter since 1999. Finished the game with 122 yards. His high for the season. Cobb, just more trouble for him as Jared Allen loses a helmet, but Cobb is brought down for the sack. A loss of 18 yards on the play. Allen's 7th consecutive game with this sack. just all things going bad. 28-3, they're down, but Larry Fitzgerald will make it a little better for Cardinals fans. Things are still somewhat reasonable. Could they come back with Minnesota having dropped all these games in the second half? Now 1st and 20 after they would end up with the touchdown Arizona. Minnesota comes right back. McNabb right over the middle to Roma Shodu. He will run for 60 yards. So even though Beanie Wells had a touchdown to cut the deficit to 18, Minnesota keeps the offensive machine rolling. They would add a field goal and win it 31-10, their first victory of the season.
The Bears trying to bounce back after that Monday night shell-shocking at Ford Field. Meanwhile, Donovan McNabb and the Minnesota Vikings looking for their second win of the season. And, Coach, right off the bat, just a different Jay Cutler in this matchup.
Yeah, why not? Fake it to Matt Forte and throw it up to Devin Hester, the fast guy on the field. He's becoming a heck of a wide receiver. Take a look at this guy. The safety comes on up here and plays. They try to disguise coverage, but he beats the corner on the post. The ball's thrown over the top of the free safety for an easy touchdown.
Nice throw.
48 yards for the early touchdown. Now Donovan McNabb under duress, and Stephen Pye gets him for a safety. Bears on top, 9-0. Marion Barber scores a 3-yard touchdown.
Got to try to get out of the end zone. You see that coming.
16-3 now, Bears, and more from Cutler to Dane Sazenbacher.
That's the throw that makes you say, this can be a super NFL quarterback.
The rookie from Ohio State. Bears on top, 23-3. And Jared Allen now trying to get his teammates going on the sideline here. Bears up 26-3. Cutler is dropped by Jared Allen. Good football. Sack and the strip.
That's Rhinestone Cowboy. Sooner or later, he's going to get home.
And so on the Vikings ensuing possession, Adrian Peterson, remember he had over 100 yards a week ago, 3 touchdowns in the first quarter against the Cardinals, gets in there, 26-10. So on the ensuing kickoff,
there are certain things that God just gave us and said, here, this fella is one of them. This, when he does what he does, and he's the best in the world at this, man. Time after time again, we see this. This is amazing, man. Devin Hester.
And the ball was only kicked to the 1 or 2 yard line. It wasn't deep at all. And boy, he picked up some good blocks. Dave Tobe has done a nice job. Kevin O'Day coaching that kickoff.
98 yards for Hester for the touchdown. McNabb wrapped up by Israel Adonijah. And McNabb's mom, she's had enough.
Yeah, that Campbell soup won't make him feel better.
McNabb was sacked 5 times. You're bad. You're bad. Here comes
just a rookie from Florida State.
In the fourth quarter, the Vikings down 39-10. It's Percy Harvin for 20 yards there.
Man, we got to talk about that. There's another energy that comes on the field when these young guys come on, and they start playing with more young guys, like Ponder here with these guys.
It's Michael Jenkins for 14 yards, and then he dumps it off to Vasant Shenko.
Looks like an offense, Coach.
It does, and this is an audition for Christian Ponder for the future because they drafted him in the first round, 12th pick, and they want to find out how soon should they start playing.
Vikings turn the ball over on downs there, so Ponder getting his first action of the 2011 season. Bears bounce back big time after the loss to the Lions. They win it 39-10. How about Jay Cutler? Only sacked once, throws for 267 yards and a couple of TDs. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are trying to stay perfect, taking on the Minnesota Vikings, and Christian Ponder replacing Donovan McNabb. Ponder getting his first career NFL start. The guy's first play of the game here.
Nice hold by Donovan.
For Ponder.
Look at him throw on the run. Does that remind you of anybody?
Ooh, that's hard.
Michael Jenkins, naked out there, 73 yards, was ruled a touchdown. Ponder, of course, jacked up, but the play was reviewed because it was called a touchdown. McNabb, the golf clap there.
You think that clap was real?
And elbows down right there.
All right, well, shoot it in there for the kid.
You think that clap was real?
So Ponder puts the helmet back on, and this time rolls out to his right. Vasante Shenko there.
Nice touchdown. Nice design on the keep. They're going to get this kid out of the pocket. Where's he from? Florida State?
Florida State.
The Harvard of the South.
The Harvard of the South.
Dion, more golf clap from Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
that's a polite golf clap.
You think that's real, man?
Come on, man, it's real.
What you mean by golf clap, friend?
Game tied at 7. Just nice and polite, quiet.
He's throwing loose.
Right up the middle, 175 yards rushing for Peterson. Season high, Vikings on top 17-13 at the break. And then here comes Rodgers. On the move to his right to Greg Jennings.
How do you get so open,
Oh,
Brian?
the coverage. The cornerback think is covered too. He jams and releases him to the safety. But guess what? There's no safety there.
Man, Rodgers said Ponder can do it. Man, you can't There you go right there. I can do this too.
There's no safety.
Thinking the safety is there.
Abdullah
Safety's
comes
nowhere
up.
to be found.
Greg says, you got to be kidding
It's
me.
receiver's dream right there.
He was saying Abdullah, I'm sure, going to find out in the sidelines what the deal was there. Later, Aaron Rodgers, this is a great throw. Yeah. On the run to Jermichael Finley, who lays out for the 2-yard touchdown.
88 club right there. Jermichael Finley, one of the better tight ends in this game.
30-17, Vikings down. Ponder picked off by Charles Woodson.
Guys, we talk about Darrelle Revis all the time, and we should. But let me tell you from my mouth to your ear, this guy here is one of the best that will ever play this game.
And McNabb trying to pick up the young quarterback. Woodson had 2 picks on the day, 33-20. Vikings down. Ponder hangs in the pocket nicely, and it's Jenkins. It's a 24-yard touchdown.
He shows good poise in the pocket and a rifle arm. He's got something on it.
Florida State.
And now it's just a one-possession game. But Rodgers here on 3rd and 6 with 5:42 left is incomplete. He misses Jennings. And so the Vikings with 2:42 to go here have an opportunity. 3rd and 10. Ponder lays it up there. Incomplete to Shenko. So they decide they're going to punt. They've got all 3 timeouts.
You're going to get the ball back.
Why would you punt? You get the ball to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, the Packers, James Starks with 3 solid runs on this final drive. Oh, Rodgers, 335 yards, 3 more TDs. Packers are undefeated. They win it 33. Carolina for the Vikings and the Panthers. He is Christian Ponder. And Prime, he is...
Whoa, Cam!
You see how that voice is getting it. I'm working with a voice coach, too.
Cam Newton to Greg Olsen. What a pass, coach.
Yeah, in the seam now. That's an up-and-down throw to Greg Olsen. Perfect. And I like these guys throwing. That looks like the same kid he gave it to last week.
All right, Vikings come back here, and they dump it off to Adrian Peterson. Look at the moves.
What's so bad right there, man? Adrian Peterson just does everything. But that young Christian Ponder, I like him too.
Yeah, let's take a look at this little slip screen now to Adrian Peterson, because when you have man coverage and James Anderson is trying to cover Adrian Peterson and you block the guy that's covering the screen back, look out. This thing's going to go to the house, because that offensive line is getting out in space, making all the blocks necessary, picks up another one by the tight end, and Adrian Peterson is going to the house unmolested.
Deion, one of the things that I really like that Rob Chudzinski and this Panthers offense have done, they've kept plays in the playbook that Cam's familiar with.
They allow Cam to be Cam. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
24 yards there as Newton keeps it himself, and then 5 plays later. What about this pass, Michael?
Sure, man, it's absolutely a perfect pass. You see right there, my man right there is having quite a season. Hey, Fred, I talked to Chudzinski about exactly what you talked about right then. I talked with Chudzinski about it this week. He said exactly what you did.
Watch the run by Peterson. I mean, they too strong.
That's what a run.
That's a man.
He had 175 yards last week and another big game this week, and he's going to be good going forward with Christian Ponder.
Game tied up at 21. 4th quarter now. Ponder on the play action. You know what? Christian Ponder showed some poise late to Devin Aroma should do 15 yards.
He's only going to get better each week, a little bit more experience. This was a huge game for the young quarterback.
2 plays later out of the shotgun to Percy Harvin.
And I love when I saw this, I'm sitting here and saying we could see our next group of good quarterbacks that are coming in this league.
And you know what? It led to the go-ahead field goal. All right, so here comes Cam Newton with 2 minutes left. Spins out of trouble, but then he's dropped by Hussein Abdullah. It's a loss of 8, so the game comes down to this. 4th and 14.
Cam
Newton.
Make a play from the pocket. Shoot it in there.
Cam hoist. It's Brandon LaFell. 44 yards. Newton, 290 yards, 3 touchdown passes, a career high for him. 50 seconds left now, 3rd and 3, and Newton's going to get out of trouble. He's going to pick up the first down. Boom. But wait a minute, there's a flag on the play, and Steve Smith called for holding.
That was a good call.
All right, bring it back.
All right, no worries here. Lindo Mare on from 31 yards away, and then we'll be on our way to overtime here.
Hey.
Wow. Hooks it. And so the Vikings, they win it by 3. Newton can't believe it.
Packers trying to go 9-0 for the first time since 1962 on Monday Night Football. Adrian Peterson and the Vikings against Mr. Perfect Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at Lambeau Field. Vikings 3 and out to start the game. Chris Kluwe is punting. He's punting to Randall Cobb. We saw this in the opener against the Saints. He is gone, Charles. 80 yards.
And look at the jump shot to finish it at the end. The lefty. A lefty quarterback in high school, now a nifty punt returner in the NFL. And take a look at how he gets this done. Take a look at how he see the vision. So he sees what's coming, so he's going to start to his right. And now, as he breaks it back, look to the right of your screen. You're going to see a block that's not made, so there's no penalty. Then to the left of your screen, watch the move as the defender tries to break down and tackle. No! And then he steps into the gap. And ladies and gentlemen, he is gone. Randall Cobb.
Like magic, that Randall Cobb. They made it 7-0. Ensuing Vikings possession. Christian Ponder sacked by Clay Matthews, his 4th of the year. There's a fumble. Adrian Peterson falls on the ball. Vikings punt 3 plays later. Packers get it back. Rodgers 2. James Starks on the check down. Look at that move across the 40. He gets 8 yards. First down, Packers. There would be many of them. 5 plays later, Rodgers 2. Greg Jennings, 24-yard touchdown. 5 of 6, 62 yards on the drive for Aaron Rodgers.
It's not just him throwing the football, it's the accuracy, it's putting it on the guy right where he's supposed to be, keeping him on the move, touchdown.
You know, Ponder may have a future as well. Here he hits Percy Harvin for 31, but there's a flag on the play. That is offensive pass interference.
Yeah, our first look at it, we were thinking that wasn't much of a penalty, but then we saw the second view. Yes, he got a little two-hander into the back to create separation.
Ryan Longwell would miss a 52-yard field goal 5 plays later. Now 14-0, 4th and 5. Rodgers to Jermichael Finley. Sometimes it's not fair.
He was covered. But look, he sees the defender with his back to him, not seeing the football, so he put it up there for Jermichael Finley to make a play on it.
Field goal makes it 17-0. Vikings get it back. Christian Ponder, flea flicker! Except that gets picked off. Tremont Williams intercepts, intended for Devin Aroma-Shadu, and that goes back 21 yards to the 23, but the Packers would punt, and it's 17-0 at the half. It's worth a handshake because this game is all but over. Third quarter, 4th and 2. Vikings 36, Rodgers 2. Jordy Nelson catches on the 31, turns it upfield, 12 yards and a first down for Green Bay. 2 plays later, 17-yard line now. It is Jordy Nelson again. It is somewhat similar, and he powers inside the 5 all the way to the end zone. 2nd of the night for Aaron Rodgers.
It's almost not fair because every person on that team becomes a weapon when Aaron Rodgers unleashes them.
You know, we took some time to show you Randall Cobb earlier. This one he fumbled, recovered. Packers 14-yard line. So first down Vikings, they get a shot. Second play of the drive, 1st and goal on the 3. Adrian Peterson cashes in. So the Vikings would not get shut out. His 10th touchdown of the season makes it a 24-7 game. But I think he is going to answer. Yes, he is. John Kuhn, 9-yard touchdown, 31-7. Rodgers' 3rd touchdown pass of the night. The Packers go on to win, and they win big. They remain undefeated. Packers go to 9-0. They beat the Vikings 45-7 behind 250 yards and 4 touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers.
This is why Hugh Jackson and the Raiders organization went out to get Carson Palmer, see if they can get wins on the road against Adrian Peterson and the Minnesota Vikings. Peterson,
Fox 2 runs
harder. Who runs harder in the NFL than this guy?
He's a beast.
Nobody. 12 yards, Vikings on top, 7-0. And it may have cost him here. Comes out of his shoe. Still moving, picks up 12 yards, but Michael Huff rolls up on his ankle here.
Yeah, and you hate to see a guy like this get hurt. I mean, he's just so good for the league. He's so great to just watch.
Carter to the locker room did not return. Peterson saying afterwards, God willing, he hopes to be ready for the Falcons matchup.
That's what his team did when he went out.
Next week.
Just watch.
Christian Ponder picked off by Matt Giordano, who returns at 42 yards to the Raiders' 47-yard line. It was a rough day for Ponder when it comes to interception. So here come the Vikings, 3rd and 8 now. Here come the Raiders, 3rd and 8, the 11. Palmer to Chaz Schilitz.
Yeah, he shot that right where he had to be in the corner of the end zone. Very accurate throw by the veteran quarterback.
Raiders on top 10-7.
practice.
Michael Bush.
Yes, he's been averaging
filling in
over
for
100
Darren
yards.
McFadden.
That's a big man.
That's a big man. He's good in the run game and in the pass game. What a great replacement for McFadden.
Yeah, and they run together, Coach. They're best boys on the team.
We only show you this for one or two reasons. It's a big player, boo-boo.
Lorenzo Booker comes up with the boo-boo.
Hey, how can you get hit face up on a kickoff return? Do you have any vision?
Led to a 1-yard Carson Palmer touchdown. Raiders were on top big here, 24-7 at the half. Tough blow here. Completed pass to Darius Hayward-Bay, but check it out here on the replay, and E.J. Henderson taps him in the back of the head.
Yeah. It was not intentional. It's just one of those things.
Praying for you, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's okay, man. I'll text him. He's fine. See that arm up.
Ponder now looking for Aroma should do, but it is picked off by Stanford Route.
We're watching the maturation process of this
Ron
young
Woodson
rookie.
got him balling. Coach Woody.
And so here come the Raiders. Michael Bush dropped for a 3-yard loss. Can't hold on to the football. Brian Robeson with the recovery. And after a 37-yard Ponder to Vasante Shenko completion, it's Ponder to Kyle Rudolph. All right, so all of a sudden
back in the game.
I like that young
we have a
Ponder.
6-point game.
Now, you know the Raiders going to keep it interesting.
Ponder now looking for Percy Harvin on a 4th and 8 with 1:58 left, but it's incomplete.
Falcons hosting the Vikings. Toby Gerhart getting the start at running back with Adrian Peterson missing his 4th career game. Falcons have won 4 of their last 5. 2nd and 18. Early in the game, the pass over the middle to Harry Douglas. He slips a man. And then another ankle tackle gets into the end zone for the 27-yard score. Fighting his way into the end zone for his first touchdown of the season, Harry Douglas puts Atlanta up 7-0. Second quarter, same score. It's a 1st and goal. Ryan, all kinds of time, back at the end zone. Roddy White taps both feet in, gets the touchdown reception, a 6-yarder. White getting both feet down, and the Falcons are up 14-0 early on. Vikings long snapper Colin Leffler got hurt. Guess who their backup is? Defensive end Jared Allen. He signifies that he is ready to do it, and yes, he gets it back to Chris Cluey, the punter. From their 29, he booms one to Eric Weems. Weems slips a man, goes up the middle. He is breaking some tackles. Still on his feet, the spin move. Weems finally brought down by Jared Allen, who makes the tackle, but that return would set up a field goal by Matt Bryant. 17-0 halftime lead for the Falcons, but Vikings trying to come back. Pump fake from Ponder, looking towards the end zone. Percy Harvin is there with 2 people around him. A grab of 20 yards sets it up, 1st and goal at the 1. So they give the ball to Toby Gerhart, and he gets in there for his 2nd career touchdown. All of a sudden, it's a game towards the end of the 3rd quarter. 17-7 Vikings with the lead. Same score, 4th and 8. The Vikings are going to punt early on in the 4th quarter. And the Falcons are deciding, no, we're just not going to touch it. But it ends up hitting one of their players on the return. Dominique Franks ends up touching the ball. He gets pushed into it, and the Vikings recover. They're not able to advance the ball, but they take over possession at the 36. So good field position. And they're forced into a 4th down. They're going for it. Ponder bombs one, end zone. Percy Harvin with the catch. A touchdown grab on 4th and 13 for Percy Harvin. He's got a touchdown in consecutive weeks. Gets it done on 4th down. And all of a sudden, they're only down by 3, looking to stop Atlanta. 2 drives later for the Falcons, a 3rd and 4. Sideline, Roddy White is there and slips a man. Breaks another tackle on his feet, and he takes it all the way down to the 3, then 3rd and goal. Ryan, he finds Michael Palmer for the touchdown, completing a 9-play drive. Atlanta goes up by 10 again, 24-14. But on the ensuing kickoff, it's Percy Harvin who starts breaking to his right, then turns it upfield. At this point, it's a foot race. Can Percy Harvin get to the end zone? Falcons have the angle, pushes him down at the 3-yard line. A return of 104 yards for Percy Harvin, and the Vikings are in scoring territory. Then they give it on 3rd and goal to Harvin. He's still on his feet trying to fight his way into the end zone. Harvin kind of got stood up, but he was still on his feet and reaches the ball towards the goal line, but they did not challenge the ruling, so he was ruled down. They go for it on 4th down and brought down Toby Gerhart for a loss of 2. Sean Weatherspoon on the stop, and Atlanta holds on for the win.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
To Minnesota.
About time. Man, it's taking how long to get to this?
Adrian Peterson out. Also, Von Miller had surgery on his thumb. It's a cast right there. Christian Ponder picked off by Mario Hagan, who takes it in for the touchdown.
All right.
Broncos on top 7-2.
You got to get that from a young quarterback. You're going to get that.
But you got to shake it off and play ball. Now let's see what Christian Ponder does.
I'll tell you what, they did a pretty nice job today. Here's Ponder now looking for Kyle Rudolph. Rudolph, it's big hands.
Oh my God! Oh, this is a football play. One of the top grabs I've seen this season. That catch Brandon Marshall made also, but to go over the guy's head and hold on to that concentration, catch that ball for that touchdown. What a play!
15-7 in the third quarter. Tebow, how about that pass?
Look at that. Now play action, stay in the pocket, and shoot it down the sidelines like a professional quarterback.
I thought he could throw.
He can throw
Demarius
that
Thomas, 21 yards, 15-14.
This is a man.
To Percy Harvin. Why is he not involved in the game plan more?
Because they don't know how to get him the ball. First of all, he's a return specialist. He's a running back. He's a slot receiver. He's a wide receiver. He's everything.
This is what I like right here. Talk about what this man is.
Tebow.
Right here, look at this.
Prime time nominee.
Stiff arm.
Look at that. And finding another one. I'm telling you, the way this guy played, he's trying to make a move to the 88 club. Look at this. Get me in the end zone.
Thomas gets in there, drafted by Josh McDaniels. Tebow drafted by Josh McDaniels. 22-21, Vikings on top. Ponder, though, comes right back. It's Percy Harvin, and Prime, you said it, he's a return specialist, so he's so dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Open field, you could counsel, call the kids and put him to bed. When he gets the ball in open field, it's over.
29-21, Harvin had 8 catches, 156 yards.
I like this.
Get it right, BD.
Imploring.
I like
Broncos
this.
Let's get going. Let's get Tim the ball.
Tebow.
Who's he going to find?
Thomas.
Who's he going to find? I need somebody that Tebow's throwing to in my 88 club, Demarius Thomas. I'm putting you in the club.
And
He's in the club.
How about Willis McGahee?
Not gonna make him miss. Nice. He looks like a kid again. Is he healthy? Is he fast? Boy, he's got it, Mike.
Gets in for the touchdown, 29-27. His 6th 100-yard game this season, leads the NFL, and they're going for 2. And who's keeping it?
You know where this ball is going.
He did this against Miami in overtime earlier in the year. Similar play.
Tied at 29, 2:51 remaining, 32-29. Explain to me why these corners, Prime, keep letting Demarius Thomas just run right by him.
They don't know how to cover.
No, I tell you why. That's that 88 cover. That's what it is. Let me tell you something. If you don't
jam on them,
I don't want anybody going inside and ask for that number 88 unless you're a bad man.
That would have won the game right there.
We had that, coach.
John Elway. It's a great
Come on,
play.
88, make that play.
Great effort now.
Down on the sidelines, Matt Prater hit a 32-yard field goal to tie it up. Ponder, picked off by Andre Goodman.
What club is that, Mike?
Yeah, that's what you call them, 21 what?
21 reasons.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. That was a beautiful read by this quarterback because he baited that quarterback into throwing that ball on a high low.
I want to come down and see if this is real.
So it's Tebow time once again. Matt Prater from 23 yards away. Unbelievable. The Broncos win at 35-32. Tebow throws for 202 yards.
Tight game in the NFC North. The Vikings at the Lions. Jim Schwartz emphasizing discipline this week. Christian Ponder suiting up and starting besides that, or in spite of that hip injury, looking for, but he's not looking for that. Sacked by Cliff Averill.
Turnovers were the theme of the day. Yep. The Vikings turned it over 6 times today. Christian Ponder with that fumble and 3 picks to follow.
That was the Vikings' first play of the game. Ponder's pass now intended for a Roma Shadu, picked off by Alfonso Smith.
He is very hot and cold.
Yes, he is.
Christian Ponder can absolutely throw it sometimes. Other times you don't know what he's doing with it.
Cyrus Young, the rookie out of Boise State, in stride and into the end zone.
That's spinning it right there.
Keep that ball tucked away. I'm just saying, very close to that ball being knocked out as he crossed the goal line.
Stafford, it's a Brandon Pettigrew 17-yard game with a nice little lead.
Call that the LeGarrette Blunt move.
Is that the LeGarrette Blunt move now?
Wow.
He's got a patent on it?
Wow, he does, yes. You know what? I think he gets $40 every time someone does that.
He'd score moments later, and it was 21-0 Detroit, second quarter.
That's going back. Again, you just can't make that throw. That throw's got to be towards the sideline.
Well, you got to know what throws you can make.
Yeah.
Physically. Like just,
when you know that they're going to be sitting on routes as well against a rookie quarterback.
How'd you like it?
I didn't like
Jackson?
that.
I thought you felt that. I was watching
me. I was waiting for someone to respond. It was 28-7. Ponder, Percy Harvin, 6-yard score.
That's a good
Vikings
throw.
cut the lead to 28-14.
How about, once again, Percy Harvin with a day. 40 yards rushing, 69 yards receiving.
31-14 at the half. Ponder looking for
faking
Percy
that?
Harvin again. Picked off by Eric Wright.
Rolling right, throwing left. Come on.
This is the NFL.
I thought it was the Harvard of the South where he came from. You can't do that.
Well, he's from Cairo, Georgia, too, which is south of that. Yeah.
Ooh. Ponder taken off his feet by Steven Tulloch and Jim Schwartz fired up. Ponder was not hurt on the play, but Leslie Frazier decides to put in Joe Webb. Ponder just 11 out of 21, 3 interceptions.
Joe Webb puts on a little show. Let me tell you. They had no answer for this. They didn't expect this. And see ya.
65-yard Joe Webb scrambling
Doesn't look like he's
touchdown.
moving real fast, does it? But he's got the long strides.
And he runs like a 4.3.
He's eating up yards.
Yes.
Gunther Cunningham's defense.
Say it to his face, Joe. Say it to his face.
31-21. Here comes Joe Webb again to Toby Gerhardt. 2-yard score.
You know why that works, Paul? Because they run the football
game.
effectively.
34-28, now under 8 minutes to play. The Vikings right back in this one. Next Detroit possession, 3rd down and 2. Stafford to Titus Young for only 1, and it's 4th down.
It's a nice throw, though.
It is, and maybe an even better catch.
It was.
The Lions punt with 3:42 left in the game. Next Vikings possession, 17th play of the drive.
17th play of the drive, led by Joe Webb.
I'm exhausted watching it.
Joe Webb keeping it himself down to the 2-yard line.
Clock play. Clock play.
Going to spike the ball, but Cliff Averill jumps off sides. The penalty puts the ball on the Lions' 1 with 9 seconds left.
And you stop the clock. What are you doing? You give the offense a chance to regroup and make a decision on what they want to do with the football.
Kyle said, man, you're stupid.
9 seconds left.
I said that. I'm just kidding.
Joe Webb sacked by DeAndre Levy, fumbled, finally recovered by Averill at the Lions' 42.
It just can't end.
Well, that's what happens when you're 2-10.
It just
moments
can't
like this
end
occur.
Like that.
But the Lions very lucky to escape with a win, and they're very lucky that this one's not called a face mask in the process. Because that's another undisciplined play by a Lions defender.
Well, the coach said there's going to be a zero tolerance.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
There would be zero tolerance had they lost this game.
The Lions hang on to win 34-28, improved to 8-5. Joe Webb 12 out of 13. Also rushed for over 100 yards, but not enough. Vikings fall to 2-11.
Yeah, not a good year for them, but the Detroit Lions stay alive. They've also got to get to 10 wins if they have their sights set on a wild card spot, which they do.
The Saints visiting another dome. And Adrian Peterson is back from Minnesota after missing the last 3 games. Drew Brees leading his Saints. First quarter, they were down 3-0, and Brees hooks up with Lance Moore in the end zone for a touchdown. Brees now with a touchdown pass in 41 straight games, a second in NFL history. So they're up 7-3 on the road. On to the second quarter. Still up 7-3, and then Drew Brees is caught off guard by a snap. And the Vikings pick it up. Everson Griffin picks it up. Brees not even ready for the snap. It just goes straight past him. He didn't even know what happened, but he is able to make a touchdown-saving tackle. And the Vikings would end up with a field goal, so that saved them 4 points. But the Saints would go back to work. Brees with the dump off to Darren Sproles. He goes up the sidelines, slips a man still on his feet, takes it inside the 30-yard line to the 25-plus. The late hit there out of bounds, a personal foul called, so that adds on 15 yards. And then Drew Brees to Jimmy Graham would end the drive with a touchdown. Saints go up 14-6 for Jimmy Graham, his 9th touchdown of the season. Former basketball player at Miami does the slam dunk as he puts the Saints up 14-6. But Adrian Peterson, after the Saints failed on an onside kick attempt, he would break free into the open field, finally brought down after a gain of 39. He had 10 carries for 60 yards. And then, same drive, 2 plays later, Christian Ponder with the shovel pass. And it goes to Toby Gerhardt. Does he get in? He loses the football. Yes, a touchdown is ruled on the field. Saints only up by 1 now, 14-13. Their ensuing possession, a 3rd and 4 for Brees inside the 20. He's got traffic in front of him, finds a man downfield. It is Darren Sproles in traffic, a 13-yard score. Saints go up 21-13, and that was the score at halftime. Third quarter, Saints' first possession of the second half. Drew Brees, he was back around midfield and throws it downfield to Jimmy Graham. Takes it down to the 26. Graham, 7 catches, 70 yards on the ballgame. Then 3 plays later, Brees with the play fake. Looking end zone, he finds John Gilmore. And Gilmore, it was his 6th career touchdown. Puts the Saints up 28-13. And New Orleans was just rolling at that point in the second half. Just more punishment by New Orleans offense. Brees, all kinds of time on 3rd and 4, goes across the middle to Lance Moore. Moore going free into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one, a 47-yarder. Brees, 32 of 40, 412 yards, and 5 touchdowns in the game. He also set an NFL record with his 11th 300-yard passing game of the season.
All right, this is unfortunate to say the least. Adrian Peterson, we don't even need to go over his resume, who he is, what he means, what type of person, all that sort of stuff. Third quarter of this game in Washington, Adrian Peterson, this is not for the squeamish. He goes down and his left leg buckles. It looks even as if his legs, I'll be very honest, snaps a little bit. We don't know. They fear it could be a torn ACL and more, according to our Jason Lockett.
We're praying for you, man.
MRI on Monday. He wouldn't let the cart come on the field. The cart didn't come on the field.
Because he's a man.
Would you believe the next play, Christian Ponder goes down? He's shaken up on the play.
That was a good hit.
And he stayed in the game for one more snap, but left with a concussion-like syndrome as London Fletcher was laying the wood on this day all day.
Concussion.
Joe Webb comes in this game. So no successive plays. Adrian Peterson out for who knows how long. Christian Ponder out for, again, maybe the rest of the year, depending on what a concussion is. And Joe Webb, though, runs it in to give the Vikings a lead 17-13.
Well, I can't just be
Redskins
Joe Webb.
take the lead back. Joe Webb now to Kyle Rudolph.
Appropriate for the time of the season.
There you go, Rudolph. There you go. Rudolph, the red-nosed tight end.
He should have did that.
Rudolph, the red zone tight end.
There you go.
Had a very shiny touchdown.
It all works.
Fourth quarter now, Joe Webb to Percy Harvin. The Vikings win this game. Take themselves out of the running for the first overall pick with that win, by the way. But everyone wants to know, obviously, how serious Adrian Peterson was hurt.
Vikings at 3-12. Coach Leslie Frazier's job in jeopardy. Third Bears possession with the team down 3-0. Khalil Bell, he takes the ball and he loses it. He fumbles. Jamarcus Sanford recovers it for the Vikings. Big play from Minnesota's defense. They take over at the 18, and then on a 2nd and goal, right up the middle, busting up there, Percy Harvin for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Vikings go up 10-0 at home. Then ensuing Bears drive, Luke McCown under pressure. He's going to roll out of it to his left. He's going to pull it down and run. Instead of sliding, he makes a nice cut to the sideline, picks up 28 and the first down to the 39. The Bears sideline was all fired up. Same drive, 5 plays later. It's a 2nd and 5. McCown, pump fakes to the right, finds a wide open Roy Williams in the end zone for the touchdown, a 22-yarder. Just the 2nd of the season for Williams, makes it 10-7. Then ensuing Minnesota drive, a 2nd and 15. Christian Ponder, his pass deflected. Charles Tillman is there. Peanut's going to take it to the house. A pick 6 for the Bears defense puts them up 14-10. Christian Ponder's pass to Toby Gerhart tipped, and Bears defense made him pay. And then Ponder rolling out on the fake, hit hard by Israel Adonijah. Ponder down on the ground. He was carted off with a hip injury. He did not return, and you know what that meant after that was Joe Webb time. Jared Allen, he was going for the NFL single-season sack record. Needed a big game to get there. Third quarter, and Allen gets in there for the sack. Ties the Vikings franchise record for most sacks in a season. Chris Dolman on the sidelines applauding, having some words with Jared Allen. Certainly proud of him. And then 2 Bears drives later, it's Jared Allen getting in there again, sacking McCown. He had 3.5 sacks, 3.5 sacks on the day, and that set the Vikings single-season sack record, and they were just celebrating on the sidelines after that. His 22nd sack of the season set the franchise record. Then on to the 4th, Bears up 17-13. When McCown is picked off after rolling to his right, Cedric Griffin got him, but he was down. So, a good opportunity for the Vikings to cash in and take the lead, but Joe Webb, his pass is batted down in the end zone. Looks like Brian Urlacher was hurt on the play. He was down, looked like major right. His teammates came in and hit him with the elbow. Urlacher limped off. He did not return after that. So a last chance for Minnesota. 17-13, down by 4. Joe Webb with the football on a 4th and 1. Webb throws to his left, and he completes it to Greg Camarillo for a 9-yarder and a first down. 2 plays later, it's a 2nd and 10. They need the touchdown to take the lead. Webb, under 40 seconds to go, looking downfield, picked off, intercepted by DJ Moore, who goes down, and the Bears would just line up in the victory formation. They hang on for the win to finish at 8-8. Vikings finish 3-13.